Perfect. All right. So, for those of you guys who don't know, I'm going to let her introduce herself. But this is just a fantastic human. I absolutely love her. Whenever we go on getaways, she's one of the first people I try to run up and hug. I just love her energy so much, and just her story. I think listening both to her and her wife, it just, whenever I hear the story, I'm like, I guess it just filled with so much inspiration. I absolutely love it. I remember signing on shortly around the time that they did, whether it was before or after, I'm not 100% sure, but I just had the beauty and the pleasure of watching their journey. So I absolutely love it. But Stephanie, I will hand it over to you. Really quickly, just kind of tell us, did you hit VIP or did you not? And what rank are you right now?
Hi, y'all. That was such a sweet introduction. I just love you. Thank you. Now I'm nervous. I wasn't. Now I am. Um, oh gosh, y'all. I started in 2015, and in 2018 we hit 200K. And the almost 3 years exactly in the midst of that. Oh, someone just said there's Amanda. Should we let her go? Because I don't
Amanda, do
mind.
you need to, sorry, we weren't sure where you were, so I just started right ahead. But how about this? You can answer whether you hit VIP, and I know you just said that you hit 200K, but tell us whether or not you hit VIP. And then I know you talked about a little bit about when you started and when you hit 200K. So just kind of go into that a little bit, and then I'll ask Amanda the same question.
Okay, perfect. No, big fat negative on that one. I did not hit VIP. Y'all, my first 30 days, I barely thrived for free. So no, there was no VIP for this one.
All right, Amanda, what about you? Did you
Nope.
hit VIP?
I did not hit VIP. Sorry about that. When I pulled up Zoom, it prompted me to restart my computer and I was like, no. So no, I did not hit VIP. In fact, when I clicked that promoter button, I had no idea what I was doing. It was one of those like, yeah, sure, paycheck sounds good. I mean, I guess I'll see what happens. And I don't know if it wasn't that like I didn't see the bigger picture, that like it didn't motivate me enough to like run for it, or that I just didn't really understand the full concept of it. I remember talking to Dana and she was like, okay, all you need is 2 customers on auto ship, 2 promoters with a promoter upgrade package, and 800 in sales. And I was like, wait, what? Say that again, like writing it all down. And so I think I was a little overwhelmed at first, that I didn't really just probably A, grasp what I needed to do, and B, see the bigger picture. So nope, didn't hit mine.
I mean, and it's clear you guys are both 200K now, so it's clear that did not stop you. I can see. So Amanda, I'll ask you, what do you feel like for you was the tipping point where things did click, or you did decide to start building your own momentum and going from there?
So I will be honest, I was perfectly content. Those of you who don't know me, I'm a teacher, and I was totally fine just thriving for free, teaching by day, kind of sharing here and there whenever I could. And then I want to say I started around September 2015. And I thrived for free October. I was happy with that. No, October, November, December, I was perfectly fine with that. And then I will never forget, it was actually New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2015. And Stephanie, Misty, I'm sure you've heard me say this story 1,000 times, but I will never forget Marissa Griffin. I still call her Marissa Hill Griffin, even though that's her maiden name. She posted a picture in front of her brand new Mercedes that she got and said, like, thanks, Le-Vel, ringing in the new year with the new auto bonus. And I was like, I'm sorry, wait a minute. What is this? And so we started around the same time. And for me, it was like, okay, here I am just kind of getting my product for free. And this chick just got a brand new Mercedes. Like, my car was a beat up Honda Civic that was falling apart, bumper falling off, needed a new transmission. And so for me, I was like, okay, that's something I need to talk to her about. And then, we chatted on the phone. I reached out to her, never knew her, which, by the way, if you are like looking at people that you are just inspired by, reach out to them. Like, everybody's fair game. Ask questions. Find out what they're doing. A lot of times people are willing to, I would say most times, like, we're all a big family here. More than often, people are willing to share. And so Marissa got on the phone with me, we chatted, and it was January, I want to say first, like Le-Vel came out with a VIP reset. And I was like, okay, I didn't hit VIP 800 the first time. I'm hitting it now. Let's go. And so I just kind of hit the ground running from that point. I think because I saw the auto bonus and then I had this opportunity to hit it again. So I was not missing out.
Yeah, I think that's so powerful to like for people to hear because I think there's a lot of people in here who are either on the cusp of feeling like they're not going to earn it or didn't earn it or haven't earned it and they've been stalled on their journey to 4K or 12K or whatever and they just feel like because of that. I even heard a couple times in the last couple of weeks, I just feel like it really hurt me not hitting that. And I really just felt moved to reach out to some people that I know are ridiculously successful. They have huge teams and it did not stop you. And so I guess, Stephanie, same question for you. What do you feel like for you is really that tipping point where you started to gain some momentum and you really ran with it? And you kind of, you obviously didn't need that to rely on that quote unquote momentum from VIP. You kind of created it yourself. So where'd that kind of start for you?
Desperation. Like this had to work. Like it had to. And I went all in. I had absolutely zero chill. I messaged everyone on Facebook. I posted all the time. Not much has changed. And I don't know. If there was a call, I was on it. We didn't really Zoom back then. That makes me sound like I'm 100, but whatever. And I don't know, like if there was a call, if there was an event, if there was someone talking about Thrive, I was listening. If someone who had been doing this longer than me was sharing, I was listening and I was absorbing and I was learning all the things. And then I was just repeating it, but I was making it my own. I would take their knowledge and apply it to my experience and share it with as many people as possible. And I just kept showing up over and over and over again because I was just so excited that I finally felt better and I found my passion and I felt like I found my purpose and I found the reason for me to get out of bed in the morning. Like I needed this. And then when people started listening and joining and I was thriving for free and I was helping them thrive for free. And then I realized it was more fun to help other people hit their goals. Mine started falling into place, but it wasn't fast. It took me a while.
So how long did it take you to hit 200K?
Well, I started in August of 2015 and May of 18 we hit. So almost 3 years, but like that's been my journey. I'm the queen of almost. I get really close to a goal and I miss it. And we got to start all over again. It took me 4 months to hit 4K, another 4 months to hit 12K. That was after missing it by $32. I mean, it's ridiculous, but you just keep going.
Oh, I love that message because mine's very similar in that, sorry, I was like realized I am echoing everyone. I sounded like this ominous alien in your background. Where it's same for me. I think we see so many people who have these like lightning fast journeys. It's like I hit 200K in 6 months and I did this and like I'm the same way. Like I love how you said queen of almost because I'm like, wow, that's literally my journey where it's like you sit at 40K for a long time and then either you're red legged or, you're battling, teams, excelling and then falling off. And it just is like this yo-yo and you're like, oh my gosh. And again, you feel so desperate. It took me about 3 years to hit 200K too, after feeling like I was so close. So I really just love that. And you're the overall message of just not giving up and just continuing to, change not change it up, but like you were like, hey, if this is working, if this is or isn't working, how can I fix it? How can I work it differently? How can I show up differently? How can I make this happen? As opposed to like getting in your head and just saying, wow, this sucks, or, oh, I'll never make it, or wow, this is just so hard. Not that you probably didn't have those feelings, but they really just didn't dictate your progression. They didn't at all. Amanda, what about for you? I mean, were there times where you doubted whether or not like you had what it took to get to 200K because of those things, those milestones that you felt like you missed in the very beginning? Or were you like, heck no, I'm doing this?
Well, so my journey is a little different than Steph's in that as soon as that VIP reset came, I was like balls to the wall, excuse my French, but I was like very excited to just go after it. And so I did hit VIP 800 reset. I did hit VIP 1600 reset. And then that very same month I hit 4K. And then our team the next month did 12K. Our team the next month did 40K. And then I think the next month we were at 59. And then the very next month we had 80K. And then I sat pretty at 80K for 16 months. And I was just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. And then finally we hit 200K when the rank advancement came, just like the one that we're in right now. And so that was a huge, you know, success for our team. It wasn't just me earning that rank advancement bonus. We had a ton of others earning that 12,000, 40,000, 8,000 rank advancement bonuses. So those of you who are sitting pretty right now, now's the time to really push and just, you know, grab everything by your bootstraps and run for it. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the beauties of this business. And, you know, everybody's story is different and there's no right or wrong. And there's no one journey better than the other. There's no perfect way to do things. It's going to happen in your own time. And there's a reason for it. And your journey is going to be your journey. And you're going to be able to share it on a call like this for someone else at another time. And it's just going to click. It's going to resonate. And somebody else is going to be like, oh, that's me, you know, or I'm the Amos queen, or I'm, you know, the one that's sitting pretty at whatever it may be for a while. But you don't have to stay there. You know, I think that's kind of the message for tonight is no matter where you are in your journey, you're not stuck there.
Exactly. I think I remember when I first signed on, you, again, like Stephanie said, like we didn't really have Zooms back then. I think maybe we might have had like one a month, if that, and we were all still pretty new to it. But I remember we had Le-Vel calls. And if I remember, like your name being everywhere on the calls, shouting you out. I think like Paul would like constantly be like shouting you out. I remember your name just all the time and being like, wow, like it just seems like she's growing like crazy. And so I think it's really just telling to know that it's like, I had no idea that you sat at that rank for so long. It makes me feel better because like, I feel like Stephanie said, like, I felt like I was constantly sitting at these ranks and like you hit a wall and then you'd finally achieve it. And then you're like, now I'm sitting at this rank for a really long time, just sitting there. And, you know, yeah, just to echo what you said, it's just very much just not giving up. I think definitely having control over your mindset. It sounds like you ladies had a pretty good handle on that and just like not giving up, you know, because Stephanie is your wife is also 200K, right? Or close. Is she close? No, I could have sworn she was. I mean, you would never know. She acts and carries herself like so I mean, hey, it's all about the mindset because I mean, she could have fooled me. What about, I guess, in kind of parting, and I'll let you go, Amanda, because I know you have the babe. If you could have some advice for a person who is in their VIP, it's almost over, they're feeling really discouraged, or maybe they just recently missed it. Like, what is some of your parting advice for them to just kind of give them that encouragement not to kind of either throw in the towel or feel like that defines the rest of their journey?
I would say give yourself some grace. The bonuses are there as an incentive, as the cherry on top of the ice cream. If you don't hit them, it's okay. And I'm sure a lot of leaders that are on this call right now are like, don't tell my new promoters that, you know, but it's the truth. You know, we want you guys to run for them. The company, Le-Vel, wants us to run for them. And why wouldn't we, right? But at the end of the day, if you don't hit it, you don't hit it. I didn't, and I can say that. So I think at the end of the day, you have to give yourself some grace and say, okay, I didn't do this, but this is not going to dictate my future and what's in store with me or for me with Le-Vel. So I think you kind of have to like take a moment. We've all had moments where we've been disappointed with the outcome or lack thereof. And you just have to say, okay, I'm going to give myself a moment to, you know, be sad or, you know, dwell on this. But then the next day, pick yourself up and go, okay, who can I reach out to today? Whose life can I change? Who can I message? What leader can I just reach out to and say, okay, I may not have hit my VIP, but by golly, I want this to happen. So help me out. Who can I, you know, what are my next steps? Because I think that's some things that, you know, we sometimes kind of struggle with is like, okay, I didn't hit my VIP at 100, 1600, but now what? Like, what's next for me? 4K seems so far away, like $4,000 in sales. I have to do that. And so I think reaching out to a leader and just letting them know, like, hey, I'm in this. I just don't know what my next steps are. I think your leaders will appreciate that and are more than willing to help you in guiding you in those next steps. So don't get discouraged. Number one, refresh your mindset and just kind of, start with a clean slate. And, every seed that you plant is eventually going to grow. Every seed that you plant is eventually going to be worth it. And so I think you just kind of have to have that mindset of, I'm going to keep going. I think about like Nemo, just keep swimming, like every day. You just got to wake up and just keep going. Who can I reach out to next?
I love that because it's so true.
Yeah.
Steph, what about for you? What's some advice you'd give?
You're
Hold
muted.
on. You're still mute. There you go.
Hello. I tell all of my new people, like, listen, this is the bonus that we're running for. When you hit it, we're going to celebrate like crazy. If you don't, oh, well, nothing bad happens. We're just going to kind of reset, reevaluate, and move towards the next goal. Like, it's not the end of the world. You don't get voted off the island. This is not Survivor. It doesn't mean you're not going to be successful. You don't have to be VIP 800 to get your auto bonus or be 200K, whatever your goal is. Like, we're just going to keep going. And with these rank advancement bonuses staring everyone in the face, like, whew, it like you put the pressure on because you want to make sure that either you yourself hit them or your team is hitting them or whatever the case. But you guys, we can make every Tuesday's commission check a bonus. I mean, the opportunities are endless here. The bonuses are fun. Absolutely work your butt off for them. They're life-changing. But imagine if you continued that and if you worked your business that hard every single day, you could change your life over and over and over and over again. And honestly, I like to remind people that if we're getting to the point where we're considering backing off or throwing in the towel, or we're getting frustrated, or this isn't fun anymore, it's because we're focusing too much on the numbers and too much on the rank. And we need to get back to keeping the main thing the main thing. And all of this is possible because we have products that flat out change people's lives. We wouldn't be hitting 200K every single month if we were just pushing some product that people didn't even care about. They're coming back and buying this product because they need it. They love it. They're sharing it with people. And that's what this is about. So when you start focusing on that number, how many people you're talking to, how many people you're getting it in front of, how many samples do you have out right now? Who can you follow up with? The rest of the numbers will start falling into place. So maybe it's just a mindset thing and switching your focus a little bit.
Okay, well, Stephanie Amanda clearly brought us to church, ladies. Didn't know if you knew that was going to happen, but for real, I mean, I definitely think that that's so true. When you are getting discouraged because you're not seeing the numbers that you want, whether the numbers are reflected in on your QV or on your check every Tuesday, if that's what drives you, then definitely reevaluating, are you in the profit business or the people business? Because inevitably, if you are in the people business, profit will come. But if you are in the profit business, you will not find the people. And I just think that that's most certainly just kind of in a roundabout way, really, summing up what Amanda and Stephanie's message is like she said, keep the main thing, which is we have a product that changes people's lives. So when in doubt, share your story and just share it over and over and over again. And just, you know what I mean? The worst case scenario is people going to unfollow you because you're sharing. Okay, well, whatever, like that, if that's the worst thing, that really not that bad, so I definitely just think telling the stories, keeping it about the product, about the experience, how it's changing lives. And then just doing that relentlessly, naturally, like you heard from, both Amanda and Stephanie, that is just really what they did. When they didn't reach it, they just thought, okay, well, how can I get the product in more people's hands? How can I get on more calls? How can I talk to more people? How can I do these things? And it was just, they weren't doing anything special. They were just doing it more, and they were just doing it consistently and aggressively. They were just relentless in their pursuit for whatever they wanted. And I think that's kind of where people get held up, is they get held up in here of, I don't think I can do this. I'm not sure if this is going to work, or, whatever the case might be. So it is most definitely a mindset thing. So if you're feeling like, oh, I'm not going to hit this, or is not hitting this going to hold me back, or clearly I'm not good at this because I didn't hit VIP, maybe I should just stop. That's definitely more up here than anything else. It's definitely more in your brain than it is to do with your skills. And so, I mean, thank you so much, ladies, for hopping on. It sounds like this is exactly what people needed to hear right now. I definitely think they need to hear, like, success stories that sound, I hate saying it, but normal, ones that definitely highlight the struggle as a means of showing triumph, showing the walls that people hit and how people get over them, as opposed to just showing what's possible. Because while that's awesome, sometimes the walls are very, very real. And people need to know that it's not them necessarily. Sometimes it's just the process. It's just the timing. It is so many things, but you are the only variable you can control. And it sounds like, both Amanda and Stephanie realized that and thought, well, then I'm going to control the hell out of it. And I am going to make sure that I wake up every single day and I do the damn thing. So thank you so much, ladies, for hopping on. I mean, I will let you go. Thank you so much for hopping on and making time, even though I know the babe was kind of giving you a little run for your money earlier. So
it was great to see you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Steph, for hopping on and making time, and also sharing your beautiful team with us as well. I see a lot of their faces on here. But if anybody has any questions, I know that I can relay them to Stephanie, and I can always screenshot her replies. But it sounds like they just really told you all what you needed to hear and what your heart needed. So I'll just go ahead and I will post this recording onto our YouTube channel for you guys to revisit and pass along to those who missed it. But thank you guys so much for making time to get on. Thank you so much, Steph, as well, for taking time out of your night. Absolutely loved it. Thank you guys so much. We will catch you on the next Zoom. Bye.